Welcome to Tech the Titan Podcast 2.0. Solid Steppers, what's up? This is Miss Ward bringing Pablo to you from the great city of Tampa. He's dominating that market with seal systems and any services you need. This guy's an expert from installation to repair the seal systems. Triple threat. So we're going to interview Pablo today, find out where he came from, where he's going, and how he's getting there. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to Pablo to tell us a little bit about his origin story, where he's from, and how he got here. Let's go, Pablo.
All right. But first of all, thanks for having me here, Miss Ward. It's a pleasure to be on the podcast. So I was born in the Dominican Republic. I'm a Dominican. Came to the States in 2006 when I was 19 years old. I started doing any kind of jobs that I could have, from dishwasher to construction, everything, you name it. Just an immigrant trying to make a buck.
Outstanding, man. Hey, look at this is what we love about America. If you're an American broke, you're the problem. That's all I know. So let's talk about your beginnings in the appliance repair industry or appliance industry. Where did you start?
I started about 10 years ago. I was working for Home Depot and General Electric as a contractor for appliance installation. We handle everything from microwaves to monograms refrigerators. So we gotta bring refrigerators to a third floor, fourth floor. So that was killing me. But that's when I started, in the industry about 10 years ago as an installer.
Outstanding. So how did that installation experience segue into actually developing your own business and getting into the repair side of the business?
Actually, I got injured. I got back problem around 2014, 15. So that's when I started to look for other options because me lifting weight was not an option anymore since I've been doing appliances for so long, but only in the installation side. I decided to make the transition from installation to technician. I seen this guy. He used to come to the warehouse in a cargo van, a minivan, and just bring his tools, fix the appliance, and just leave. So I was thrilled by it, and I was, I started asking questions, and then I hook up to other people that got me introduced to the technician side of it.
Outstanding, outstanding. So from your point of view, um, did the exposure to the installation side, has that helped you in any way on the repair side?
Oh, definitely, and one of the advantages that I believe I have because I was working in the installation side of it is we before we install the appliances, most of the time you got to take them apart. So for me to take a refrigerator apart is 4 or 5 minutes, and I can take the whole unit apart. So that was a big jump for me to make it from installation to the technician side of it. The disassemble is one of the most important parts of it, believe it or not.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of times it's not the diagnosis part, it's actually getting the appliance in a position where you can work comfortably, focus on the
Yeah.
diagnostic, and then
That,
also learning how to disassemble control board, a specific sensor, water valve. I mean, it's definitely a leg up. So that's awesome that you came into the industry like that. Now
sure.
let's talk about how welcoming the industry is. You're an immigrant. We live in America, and some people have preconceived notions. I'm round and
Mhm.
brown. But the thing I like about you, Pablo, ever since I've known you, you don't lean on any crutch. I consider you a man's man. You don't have no excuses. I've seen you actually have some personal challenges, not on this coast, in your original, your native homeland, and had to go deal with that and still keep your head up and feed your family. So from me to you, I have a lot of respect for you. That's why you're one of the first guys I call if an opportunity comes up and I can throw something your way because I know you're sincere and I know the quality of work. So
Thank you.
what
Thank you.
Have you had any particular challenges or things of that nature that impede your progress?
Well, in the beginning was kind of hard for me to get, to learn the technician side of it, and also I did not have I'll say I not that I didn't have any guidance because I did, but it was more to the technical side of it. When I started, I remember that it was kind of hard for me to get, technical tech sheets, service manuals, and tech support and all that stuff. Um, I'll tell you a little bit about it too. I started working with this guy. He's a Cuban guy. He's awesome. He's the I call him MacGyver. He can fix anything, but he didn't know the language. So I started working with him. He showed me how to fix appliances, but it was a challenge for me to make it from knowing how to fix the appliance, then reading schematics, getting the information, getting the technical support. So I came to a wall pretty much until I discovered this beautiful Facebook groups. I got in touch with the samurai, master samurai, and started studying the samurai group. I mean the course. I got into plantology, so that made it so smooth for me after that. But the beginning was really really hard, and not to have the guidance and also mentors that can help you.
Awesome. Well, you have to give yourself some credit because, Miss Ward is really allergic to the free 99. And, what would you say to the person that sits on YouTube University and think that they can, number one, fix appliances off of YouTube University only, and who doesn't understand there's a business acumen? What is your statement? Because you got to realize you didn't give up. A lot of people how many people are Chuck in the truck? They parts changes. They
All
ain't
of them.
doing no diagnostics. You have how many guys do you have to go clean up behind?
It's
So
many.
what do you have to say to people? Like, why did you decide not to be that guy and to actually be a upstanding, respectable tech, even though you didn't have all the resources at the time?
Yeah, but I can tell you one thing is the free 99 will get you to this level if you don't invest or pay for either courses or the technical information that you're gonna need. You're not gonna exceed. You know what I mean? There's a lot of free content on YouTube. There's great videos and everything else, but for you to make it from being a technician to actually being a business owner, you have to invest in yourself. Even in the technical side, you also have to take courses. You got to pay for um let's say GE, Samsung, and all that. So you got to invest.
So what do you think you are spending in subscriptions alone between Smart HQ, Appliantology, Whirlpool, which service matters. I mean, I'm just saying, I got them all. Electrolux. I don't even cry about it. I'm like, write off, write off, write off. Let me just pay it. Like right now, my service matters. The 270 is coming up. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I could hook up with 5 people. Doesn't it go up to like the 270 goes to 3 to 5 techs? I could split that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to split it because I just don't want the headache. I ain't about to be chasing pennies. So, how many subscriptions do you have? And have you ever found yourself in a place like I have where I have not renewed and then I'm stuck? I'm like, dang it.
Well, right now, if I run into that, it's not going to be a problem because you can always make a phone call. But back then, I didn't have people, so I needed to have the subscriptions. We have the HQ, the GE HQ. We have the Samsung. We have Service Matters. You name it. We have the booking software and all that. I say we pay anywhere from a month. That's anywhere from I'll say $700 to $1,000 a month in subscriptions and software and all those kind of stuff.
Yep, but that's because you run, I mean, Master Appliance. You
Yeah.
run a real business. So how has now I'm not going to assume because all people I know who of Latin descent do not speak Spanish or Portuguese or whatever. So I'm not going to assume that you're bilingual. But I do want to ask, how is that a benefit in your area if you are, number one? And number two, you know that of the 500,000 people that moved to South Florida, at least a 250,000 moved to Tampa because of Lakewood Ranch. I'm just being. So
Yeah.
what have you seen as far as how does the biological piece help you and how does it not help you? And then how are you dealing with the influx of people there?
Well, for me to be, bilingual is I'm like a double tech because I can speak, I can speak three languages, but it's a lot easier for me because I can communicate with some of those customers that they don't speak the language. If you don't know, well, you know, because if you're from here, here in Florida, South Florida, we have a big concentrations of Cubans American, and there's a lot of Puerto Ricans. There's a lot of people that doesn't speak the language. So for me to be able to speak Spanish also, it helps me a lot. Believe it or not. We have some instance that the let's say the property manager calls me and say, make sure you are the one who's going over there because the lady only speaks Spanish. Things of that nature. But it helps a lot.
So what languages do you speak?
English, Spanish, and a little bit of Portuguese. Eu falo um pouquinho português.
I got you. Yeah, that Portuguese will set you up because they'll be looking at you crazy. You think they're speaking Spanish. You're
Oh
like,
yeah,
dang it, they're speaking Portuguese. Yeah, I
yeah,
know. Believe me, I know. I'm South Florida, raised in, you know how it
man.
goes. So
From
let's
South.
talk about the statement that Kathy Wood made. She is a really very popular investor. And she said that St. Pete is the next Silicon Valley. So you not only have the influx of people all over, but then you're going to have a very unique market on the IT side. You know, a lot of startups are going there. So, how have you positioned your company to take advantage of those opportunities?
Well, as of right now, one thing that we're doing, and you also know about it, is networking. For you to be successful and actually stay afloat, you're gonna have to network with bigger corporations, believe it or not, and other people that have relationships in the industry. As of right now, we're doing every training possible because there's also new technology coming out all the time, so you got to stay on top of it. So that's the steps we're taking right now. We also gonna be making some changes and delegating some other stuff that I can't handle no more.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, at least you man enough to look at it though. You
Oh,
instead of
definitely.
being flooded and ran over by it, you see the horizon and you're making the adjustments. So you definitely should pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Um, other thing I really like about you is that training piece. You are one of the guys that I've seen as a young guy. You're at the MSA, you know, the Marcone trainings, the LG trainings, whatever's up, you there. Because people always call me, Miss Ward, you gonna be at the training? I'll be like, I think I'm gonna be in Carolina or I'm be, you know. So that's why I don't like to commit because I really people think I know, but I really don't. Because wherever that dollar is, where's Miss Ward? Where that dollar is. So, how has the training reinforced your business for you? And you know, you employ members of your family. So, how does that work?
Can you rephrase the question again? I didn't hear you.
All right. How has that training enhanced your ability to service your clientele? And how does it help the other people that work with you? I know you work with some family members,
Yeah.
so I'm sure that they are exposed to training also. So let's talk from your point of view. How has it helped you? And how have you been able to stand back and see how it helped the people that work for you and with you?
Well, you have to in order for you to stay on top of things, you gotta write things down, make have a process on how to handle different situations. Let's say since you call or we call the customer or whatever, we have a everything written down that all the questions we have to ask the customer from model number, address, and all that. So we actually writing down every step necessary from the incoming call all the way up to sending the technician, diagnosing the appliance. So everything is written down. We don't have to tell other people what to do because it's already there. So basically, like everybody says, system in place. That's what we're doing right now. We're putting the system in place
Yeah. So standards of
for us
operation.
to follow. Yeah, correct.
Exactly. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, what do you see for the in where do you see the industry going? Like if a person's coming into industry brand new, what is the first thing you recommend them to do?
Training. First thing is training and learn how to work on the appliance, because I've seen a lot of people like they come in with a drain pump. It's not the drain pump, so they come with the board. It's not the board, so it might be a wire. So they don't know what they're doing. Instead of you troubleshooting the unit, you just put in parts and got hopefully you get the right part. But by that time, you're already spending money. You're not gonna make any profits, and you probably make 2 or 3 trips. By the end of the repair, the customer's not gonna be happy. You're not gonna have any money in your pockets left. So I think training is the number one priority when you come into the industry.
Do you advise them to go work under somebody or maybe work with a major company or go to a Votech school or do an online course? Someone with no mechanical background, nothing.
It all depends on the person, but for me, it was a lot easier from seeing it than actually, I mean, leaving it than actually looking at on a screen on a monitor. I was with a guy that he owns an appliance repair company, not a company, a small shop, and he fixed the appliances right there and there. For me, it was a lot easier to learn in that environment, because if you make any mistakes, you're not in the customer house. You know what I mean? So if you make any mistakes, you can correct the mistakes, and there's no pressure. So for me, I'll say get a little bit of experience before you go into a customer house, because once you change that scenario, it's gonna be completely different. You gotta learn on. There's a lot of how do you say it, liability. You can scratch a floor, you can dent a refrigerator, you can burn something. So it's better to get a little bit experience, and then you jump on the real thing.
All right. So, if you look back at how you started your business, if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Oof, a lot of things. The first thing I will do is to get organized. I was getting phone calls and write it on a piece of paper. Sometimes I lose that piece of paper. I don't know for what time I set up the appointments, stuff of that nature. I say get organized and start documenting things where you can't write. I mean, if you don't write it, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna forget about it. You know what I mean? So I think it's to get organized and start documenting everything since day one. I think that's the most important part.
So, what CRM are you using? House Call Pro or WorkEase, or who are you using to organize your customer information and contact information?
We using Workis for everything. It's a great platform. We're happy with it, and sometimes when you need any type of help, they're a click away. So we work is doing the job for us.
Are you using WorkEase Pay also to for your payment, or using an outside merchant?
No. The way we do it, we try to get checks more than credit card transactions, but we use it for all. We have our Square, we got Cell, we use it
Hmm.
through Turkey's pay app.
Hmm.
You know, we have different type of payments.
Okay, all right, all right. So, when you look at the mix of your business, how much is property management? How much is COD? How is the matrix or the mix of your business? How is it? What's the composition?
Okay, so right now, believe it or not, we are at 80% COD, which is a challenge. We are, I'll say, anywhere from 7 to, I don't think 10% yet on warranty,
Hmm.
and I'll say that 10% is going to be property managers and apartment complex.
All right. So when you're dealing with the COD, you stated that that's a challenge. Let's expound on that a little bit. What do they have to look forward to when they're dealing with COD clientele?
Well, when the first thing for getting the CODs is to get exposure. You know what I mean? So we doing a lot of advertisement. We working on SEO campaigns. It's actually paying off, and there's a lot of ways that you can advertise. But for you to get the CODs, first of all, is to get advertised. A lot of word of mouth helps a lot, but when you doing the COD, the first thing I'm gonna tell you is to make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know how to troubleshoot the appliance, because a COD customer is not like a warranty customer. If you tell the COD customer the fan will fix the issue, that fan has to fix that issue, because you are charging for repairing the appliance. So you gotta learn and you gotta know what you're doing.
You're absolutely right. So, what do you see? What steps? 2024 is right around the corner. What do you see for your company and yourself and your family?
Well, I have a goal. I don't want to put so much time into the company, because we've been working for since I started the company 2.5, close to 3 years ago. I've been a technician, operator, answering the phones, routing, looking for parts. You name it, everything. So moving forward, we, like I said, we're gonna start delegating other functions here in the company. Looking for somebody to answer the phones. Probably my office help. We looking into that. That's some stuff that we gotta talk about. But moving forward, I think we have done a pretty good job, and we improving every day. This
Mm-hmm.
Service Alliance, the what is it called? In December 2nd, the
The business conference. That's
yeah, the
right.
business conference. Yeah,
One of the
so I
few
want to be
places
part
you
of
will
it.
see Miss Ward.
Yeah. But for the new technicians out there, they probably don't know about it, but that's a great way to networking and be around the smart people that have done it before. And the good thing about it, this community, this industry is really nice enough to help others. So that's why I like to be part of it. And right now we're learning a lot from it, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna implement whatever we learn into our company.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you're the future. I'm telling you. You are the future, so you need to be documenting that journey because
Oh yeah.
the thing I like about Pablo be over there low key like he ain't balling, like they really ain't doing it. But trust me, I know he's doing it because he is in a gold mine over there. I've watched him have challenges and make mistakes. But the thing I love about this guy is he don't have no losses. He just got lessons. He'll be like, "Well, Mr. Ward, this happened. I should have did that." Next thing I know, he on top of the world. This guy always has a smile on his face, no matter what's happening, man. Where do you get that from? Where does that come from?
Just happy all the time, man.
That's awesome, man. Well, like I said, man, I really enjoy the podcast with you. I know that you got some family time to get in, and I just want you to know I really appreciate you being here. Is there anything you want to leave the people with, man?
I mean, the only thing I want to say, this is a great industry. The money is pretty good. One thing that I'm gonna tell everybody: don't be an employee in your own company, because sometimes you see a little bit of money and you think you're making money, but you're not. You just hustling, and that's one thing that took me about a year and a half to realize. Um, put a system in place, and just let the money flow. But you gotta earn the stripes first.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Well, from me to you, man, I'm extremely proud of your strides. I only interview people who I know who are going to be here. I consider you one of the titans in the making
Yeah.
because I watch you make those very quiet steps. This guy be creeping making steps. And he keeps stuff real close to his chest. And when you see him like that, you're what I call a sleeping giant. You'll be sitting on the board of Samsung or Whirlpool, one of them. We're like, what? I'm like, man, y'all don't know. He had that going the whole while. You
It's
know,
better be
because
quiet than making a lot of noise and not doing anything.
exactly. I know that's right, man. But once again, thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for taking time out.
Anytime.
And I really appreciate you, Pablo.
Thanks for the
With that
invite.
said, Solid Steppers and Tech the Titans, we're gonna let this man go be a husband and a father, because I hear them babies calling for him. Daddy gotta go in there and regulate. We're gonna let him
Yeah,
do that. And thank you again and make sure you tell your wife, thank you for allowing us to have you for a few minutes.
I
All
will.
right,
I will.
man.
Thank you so
Have a
much. It's
great
an honor.
night, man. All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.